As most of you know, Daredevil Born Again is currently in production in New York, and since they're out in the open, we're seeing a lot of set photos hit the net. So today, we're talking about some major changes to Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin. So the one thing that a lot of people have noticed due to set photos, which I will have linked down below, is that Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio, is much smaller in stature compared to when we saw him in the first season of Hawkeye. Now, beyond that, you can also tell that he does not actually have an eye patch, and he still has both of his eyes. Now, the working theory here is, since we've seen some set dressing, is that this is a potential flashback to bridge the gap between Daredevil Season 3 and Daredevil Born Again, which honestly does fall in line with other reports of what we heard of how this is going to reintroduce and fill in the gap of that giant missing span of time. Now, in the set photo, when they were shooting this, obviously there's green screen everywhere, and according to reports, he is waiting for something to happen, and he looks rather concerned as he turns his head to the left and kind of gives you a, what is going on over there? Reportedly, this might involve some sort of helicopter landing near him, but that would obviously be in CG. Either way, though, from what we understand, this is supposed to be some sort of flashback, one among many that's going to flesh out more of Wilson Fisk's rise up until where we saw him in Hawkeye, which also includes flashbacks to the 70s, possibly even as far back as the 60s, some people have said, but that hasn't been confirmed or anything. So it looks like we could be getting a couple different decades there. Now, the big thing that people are wondering is this going to some way retcon where he was during the blip, Daredevil and all that, which realistically could happen. There was some set photos last week about some set dressing that teases such a thing, but people quickly discovered that this might not be set dressing, might just be one of these shut down buildings that was condemned during the time. They never took off the signs, so, you know, we'll see. Overall, it does look like there is going to be some significant changes. The one thing that we recently reported was the fact that Born Again would fill in the gap in regards to Kingpin's strength, and possibly explaining how he gets so much more formidable and how he's so strong, and possibly tying this into some sort of experimentation in super strength, which then this could explain if he was working with like Thunderbolt Ross or something. Again, we still don't know, but there's some hints here, especially if you look at his size. He's definitely much smaller than he was the last time we saw him, so I guess we're just going to have to wait and see how they handle all this, but there definitely looks to be some changes happening in regards to the character.